This is part 3 of lesson 4. First part, first topic is about div and span. We use div and span. To apply div and span, we do this through CSS. With division, we can create logical divisions within a page. And span naman is used if we want to apply a style within the style or within the element. I'll have an example of this later. So like here, with the division example, let's say you want to create or place a specific division in this content. So we may enclose them with a div, and then in the style we may apply specific style rules, such as, let's say, we'll define that this layout or this specific division in the layout will have a width of 200 pixel, and then height, let's say it's auto, or let's say 300 pixel. Okay, the auto, it means it will adjust. The height is dependent on the number of texts, okay, enclosed in the division. So what will happen is that it will adjust. And then let's say the division will have a padding of 15 pixel, and then we are to apply a border of thin solid. So I have here an example of a div, and then we may have series of divisions applied in a page. For us to identify specific styles in each division, we may apply a class or an ID. In this case, what is applied is an ID. Like in this division has a label of column. Okay, so this column here, you have to add it here. And since this is an ID, we apply a flag character of a hashtag. Span naman, the way we define span is it lets us specify inline elements within their own name and style properties. I have an example here. Let's say we have this paragraph. Okay, so the style we've applied in the paragraph is that it will have a font family of Arial. Now, inside this paragraph, what we want is that there's a specific word where it will have a background color of black and the text color is white. Okay, so for us to specifically apply that style within the paragraph, we may use span. To use span, we add span and then a label. Okay, say class equals logo / span, and then in the style, okay, whatever label we have here, we add it here, and then we now write down the styles we want. Like in this case, text color of white and the background color of black. I have here the output of the example I just discussed. And then we have other selectors. We have pseudo class, pseudo elements. Pseudo class elements or select elements are based on characteristics other than their element name. Pseudo elements, on the other hand, it lets you change other aspects of a document that are not classified by standard elements, such as first letter or line of a paragraph. Okay, so pseudo class. There are specific styles where we are to use pseudo class. Example, if you want to change the color of a link, there's 3 types of link. The normal link, so if you which is wherein the default color is blue. Okay, blue. So if you want to change the default color of that normal link, we use pseudo class. So usually pseudo class has this character of colon. Okay, colon link. And then another type of link is the visited link, wherein the default color is green. It's purple. Again, purple. So to change that color, the default color of the visited link is colon visited. And then another type of the link is the active link. To change the color is colon active. We may also apply hover through the pseudo class. There's an example here. Okay, like this one. Example, let's try that. Let's say here in my body, I will have a link ahref equals, say, www.yahoo.com. Okay, and then say Yahoo. So I have added a link here in my example, in my page, and then I will apply a specific style, say A, okay, and then um, say I wanted to have a font family and then the size is large. Okay, I'll just apply this style, specific style first. So there's a font family and then um, font size is large. Font family of Verdana and then the size is large. So I'll just add BR and Control S and then see how it looks like. So this is the one. So there I have a Verdana. Its font is Verdana, color blue. That's the default. I want to change the color blue. Okay, so for that to happen, we use this one. Okay, a colon link. So say so a colon link and then the color we want, say parentheses and then color, say of red. So instead of blue, I want to change it to red. So see F5 and there it became red. See that? So we call this as normal link since there's a colon. That's a pseudo class. If we were to apply a hover within this link, that's a colon hover. So and then let's say I want the color to be red and let's say there's a background dash color of say blue. Close. Control S. See what happens. F5 and there's the hover. You see that when you place the cursor there, that's what we call as the hover. There's a background color of blue and then the color of the text is red. So that's what you can do under pseudo class. Okay, so example here and then that's example in the slide. Okay, pseudo element now on the other hand are example if you want to change the first letter, there's this colon first letter. There's an example here on how it looks like. Also aside from the first letter, also if you want to change the first line of the paragraph, say example you want it all in uppercase, so you may add text dash transform uppercase. So this is the output. And then couple of guidelines when you apply rules, so only one rule can apply to an element. You need to take note of that. We need to consider, be cautious when we apply rules. It should be based on these three variables. First, specificity of the selector. It should be specific. Those declarations we have should be very specific. Another need to take note that there are declarations specific only to a selector. Example, let's say image, and then you added text, say text dash, say font na lang pala. Say font dash family of Verdana, diba? You cannot add a font in an image. Fonts are applied in a text, so you need to consider that. And then also identify the order of the rule in the style sheets, and better to add comments. Exclamation point is comments. And this ends lesson 4 of part 3. So I reached the summary part. So keep safe. Together we learn as one.